Witcher 4 is shaping up to be a transformative next chapter in CD Projekt Red's acclaimed Witcher franchise, blending deep open-world RPG gameplay with a character-driven fantasy narrative centered on Ciri, and is expected to launch at the earliest in 2027, though no exact date has been announced yet. In terms of gameplay, The Witcher 4 marks a major evolution for the series. Built on Unreal Engine 5.6, early tech demos show an expansive and highly detailed open world with dynamic foliage, realistic lighting, and immersive NPC behavior that responds organically to player actions. You'll control Ciri, the adopted daughter of Geralt of Rivia, exploring regions like Kavir on horseback Kelpie, and engaging in fluid third-person combat that blends fast swordplay with magical abilities, signs, potions, and tactical decision-making. The world feels alive and reactive, with bustling towns, weather systems, and environmental storytelling that enriches every monster contract and quest. The storyline shifts focus from Geralt to Ciri, placing her at the heart of a new saga that begins after the events of The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. As a fully trained Witcher with unique Elder Blood powers, Ciri embarks on her own path, taking contracts, confronting ancient evils, and navigating a continent still reeling from war, political strife, and supernatural threats. The narrative promises morally complex choices, branching quests, and deep character moments that shape both Ciri's destiny and the world around her, honoring the franchise's tradition of gray morality and rich lore. Release date: while CD Projekt Red has confirmed that The Witcher 4 will not launch before the end of 2026, the earliest realistic release window is 2027 or later, making it a next-generation title anticipated on platforms like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Resident Evil Requiem delivers a chilling blend of survival horror, intense combat, and narrative-driven exploration, building on the franchise's legacy while introducing modernized gameplay and cinematic storytelling. Players assume the role of elite operatives trapped in a sprawling, abandoned research facility overrun by bioorganic weapons, bows, grotesque mutations, and deadly puzzles. Gameplay combines classic survival elements, limited resources, strategic combat, and environmental navigation, with upgraded mechanics such as dynamic AI, improved aiming, stealth options, and more interactive environments. Every encounter demands careful planning, whether avoiding hordes of infected, managing scarce ammunition, or using environmental hazards to one's advantage. The storyline centers on a sinister corporation that continues human experimentation with viruses capable of turning people into horrific monsters. Players uncover fragmented logs, research notes, and visual storytelling that reveal the tragic fates of previous test subjects, corporate conspiracies, and the facility's descent into chaos. As the narrative progresses, players encounter both horrifying enemies and morally complex characters, navigating betrayals, desperate alliances, and shocking revelations. By merging tense, methodical gameplay with a gripping and atmospheric story, Resident Evil Requiem delivers a nerve-wracking survival horror experience where every decision, every encounter, and every corner of the facility carries weight, making terror and suspense feel constant and immersive. GTA 6 is one of the most anticipated open-world action-adventure games ever, blending expanded gameplay systems, a character-driven crime story, and a massive, reactive world that pushes the GTA formula forward. Gameplay builds on Rockstar's signature sandbox design with enhanced NPC AI dynamic environments, realism in police and pursuit systems, and deeper interactivity throughout the world of Leonida, a sprawling state inspired by Florida that includes a modern reimagined Vice City and surrounding diverse regions like swamps, countryside, and coastal towns. Players will experience seamless transitions between exploration, story sequences, and emergent world events, with refined combat, driving, stealth, and survival systems that reward creativity and strategic choices in how missions and free roam activities are approached. The storyline centers on a criminal partnership between Lucia Caminos, the first confirmed female lead in a mainline GTA game, and Jason Duval, a partner in crime whose bond with Lucia is tested as they get pulled into a sprawling conspiracy after a botched heist. Their narrative arc combines personal stakes, loyalty, betrayal, and survival amidst the underbelly of Leonida's crime world, with a cast of supporting characters adding depth, humor, and conflict across quests and side activities. The story blends Rockstar's trademark satire of modern life with grounded character moments and high-stakes criminal drama as players navigate both urban and rural criminal landscapes. Release date: GTA 6 is officially scheduled to launch on November 19, 2026 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS, with a PC version expected to follow sometime after the console debut. Marathon is a next-generation sci-fi experience that seamlessly blends intense extraction shooter gameplay with deep, mysterious storytelling set on the abandoned colony world of Tau Ceti IV. Players take on the role of runners, cybernetic mercenaries who give up their human bodies to survive the planet's extreme conditions. Each run drops players into dangerous zones where they must scavenge weapons, rare technology, and valuable data while navigating hostile environments, powerful AI enemies, and rival runner teams. The gameplay is built around high risk and high reward. Extracting successfully allows players to keep their loot and progress their runner, while death means losing everything carried into the mission. Tactical movement, sharp gunplay, squad coordination, and smart decision-making are essential, as players must constantly choose between pushing deeper for better rewards or escaping before it's too late. The storyline of Marathon unfolds organically through exploration rather than traditional cutscenes. Tau Ceti IV was once a thriving human colony, but a catastrophic event led to its sudden collapse, leaving behind empty cities, corrupted AI systems, and fragments of a forgotten civilization. As players explore, they uncover cryptic logs, environmental clues, and hidden transmissions that reveal themes of corporate exploitation, artificial intelligence, identity, and the meaning of consciousness. The narrative is deliberately fragmented and mysterious, encouraging players to piece together the truth themselves while their actions shape how the world evolves over time. By combining tense PvPvE gameplay with atmospheric world-building and philosophical sci-fi themes, Marathon delivers a unique experience where survival, discovery, and story are tightly woven into every run. High on Life 2 expands on the original game's chaotic charm by blending fast-paced first-person shooter gameplay with a wildly comedic and bizarre sci-fi storyline that doesn't take itself seriously, yet still delivers meaningful progression and variety. Players once again step into the role of an unlikely intergalactic bounty hunter, wielding a lineup of talking alien weapons, each with its own personality, abilities, and non-stop commentary. Gameplay is more refined and expansive, featuring smoother movement, improved gunplay, deeper combat mechanics, and larger, more interconnected alien worlds filled with secrets, side missions, platforming challenges, and absurd encounters. Combat encourages creativity, mixing weapon abilities, environmental hazards, and upgraded traversal tools to keep every fight fresh and unpredictable. The story pushes the universe further, introducing new alien factions, strange planets, and even more outrageous villains who threaten both Earth and the wider galaxy. After the events of the first game, the consequences of dismantling a galactic drug empire have created a power vacuum, leading to even stranger and more dangerous threats. The narrative is driven through constant dialogue, fourth wall breaks, environmental storytelling, and branching side content, allowing players to absorb the story naturally as they explore. Humor remains central, with sharp satire targeting gaming culture, sci-fi tropes, and modern society, while character development, especially through the living, talking weapons, adds surprising emotional depth. By combining over-the-top comedy with improved gameplay systems and a larger, stranger universe, High on Life 2 delivers a sequel that feels bigger, funnier, and more mechanically polished while staying true to its unique identity. Tomb Raider Catalyst is the next major action-adventure entry in the Tomb Raider franchise, blending classic exploration, puzzle-solving, and intense traversal with a cinematic and emotional narrative that pushes Lara Croft into her most ambitious expedition yet. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game invites players to explore the vast and richly detailed landscapes of northern India, where jungle canopies, towering mountains, ancient ruins, dense forests, and hidden tombs form a seamless open world packed with secrets and challenges. Adventure gameplay focuses on Lara's athletic prowess, running, climbing, rappelling, swimming, and using an expanded set of traversal tools and gadgets, as well as environmental puzzles, relic hunting, stealth engagements, and tense combat against both human rivals and powerful guardian forces awakened by the region's mysterious past. Lara's adventure tech and customizable gear provide meaningful player progression, opening up new paths and strategies for overcoming obstacles and unraveling lore scattered throughout the world. The storyline begins in the wake of a mythical cataclysm that has fractured the land and revealed ancient ruins long buried beneath the earth. When word spreads that once hidden relics and untold power have been exposed, notorious treasure hunters from around the globe arrive, driven by greed, curiosity, and ambition. Lara Croft must race against these rivals to uncover the truth behind the catastrophe, navigate shifting alliances, and confront ancient guardian forces tied to long-forgotten civilizations. The narrative is cinematic and character-driven, exploring themes of discovery, betrayal, and the consequences of unearthing what should remain hidden. Tomb Raider: Catalyst is officially scheduled to release in 2027 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PC, marking Lara Croft's return in a bold new era of adventure that combines thrilling gameplay with an immersive and expansive story. Star Wars Eclipse is an ambitious action-adventure game set during the High Republic era of the Star Wars galaxy, a time centuries before the Skywalker saga when the Jedi Order and Galactic Republic were at their peak. The game blends branching narrative storytelling with cinematic gameplay, putting players in control of multiple characters, each with unique motivations, skills, and story arcs. Player choices directly impact relationships, political outcomes, and major story events, creating a highly replayable experience where every decision matters. Exploration spans diverse planets and uncharted worlds, featuring alien civilizations, hidden secrets, and interactive environments, while missions range from stealth and diplomacy to intense combat scenarios. The storyline centers on a galaxy on the brink of upheaval, where political intrigue, ancient mysteries, and rising threats challenge the stability of the Republic. Players uncover secrets that can reshape the High Republic, navigate alliances and betrayals, and confront moral dilemmas that test their characters, loyalties, and values. The narrative combines large-scale galactic stakes with personal character-driven drama, allowing players to shape the destiny of the galaxy through their choices. Release date: Star Wars Eclipse is currently in development with no official release date announced, but it is expected to launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC, promising a next-generation Star Wars experience that emphasizes player agency, immersive storytelling, and cinematic adventure. The Adventures of Elliot. The Millennium Tales is a story-rich action-adventure RPG that blends classic fantasy exploration with modern gameplay systems, delivering a deeply emotional journey across a world shaped by 1,000 years of history. Players step into the role of Elliot, a young adventurer drawn into an ancient conflict after uncovering relics connected to a forgotten civilization. As Elliot travels through diverse regions, ruined kingdoms, enchanted forests, sacred temples, and war-torn cities, the world slowly reveals how past events continue to influence the present. The narrative unfolds through character interactions, discovered lore, and pivotal story moments, focusing on themes of legacy, sacrifice, time, and the burden of choices passed down through generations. Gameplay combines real-time combat, exploration, and light RPG progression. Battles emphasize timing, positioning, and skill-based attacks, allowing players to mix melee combat, special abilities, and magical powers unlocked through ancient artifacts tied to the Millennium Tales. Exploration is a core pillar, with puzzles, hidden paths, side quests, and environmental storytelling encouraging curiosity and rewarding careful observation. As Elliot grows stronger, players customize abilities, equipment, and playstyle, shaping how challenges are approached and how the story subtly reacts. By seamlessly mixing engaging action gameplay with a layered, lore-driven storyline, The Adventures of Elliot. The Millennium Tales delivers a timeless fantasy experience where the past and present collide, and every journey feels meaningful. 007: First Light delivers a high-octane James Bond experience that seamlessly blends cinematic storytelling with engaging stealth action gameplay. Players step into the shoes of a young James Bond during his early field missions, navigating dangerous international locales filled with rival agents, criminal syndicates, and high-stakes espionage. Gameplay combines signature Bond elements, hand-to-hand combat, gunplay, gadget use, and vehicular sequences, with modern stealth mechanics, dynamic AI, and environmental interaction. Players can choose to approach objectives with silent precision or go in guns blazing, and missions often offer multiple paths, encouraging creativity, strategy, and replayability. The storyline explores Bond's formative years in the intelligence service, revealing his first major undercover operations that test his loyalty, skill, and moral compass. Players uncover a shadowy conspiracy that threatens global security, encountering double agents, ruthless villains, and morally ambiguous allies along the way. Narrative delivery is cinematic, using in-game cutscenes, dialogue, and mission objectives that shape character relationships and choices. By combining tense stealth, explosive action, and a character-driven story, 7. First Light offers a thrilling James Bond adventure where player decisions, combat skill, and tactical planning determine whether Bond emerges as a hero or becomes another casualty in the deadly world of espionage. Warhammer 40,000: Boltgun 2 thrusts players into the grimdark future of the 41st millennium, blending intense first-person shooter action with a dark, narrative-driven storyline that captures the brutal and unforgiving universe of Warhammer 40K. Players step into the boots of a battle-hardened Imperial Space Marine, equipped with devastating bolt guns, chainswords, and an array of heavy weaponry, sent to purge alien threats, heretics, and chaos cultists from a besieged hive world. The gameplay emphasizes fast, violent combat with a mix of ranged and melee tactics, upgraded AI enemies, destructible environments, and strategic resource management, creating high-stakes battles where skill, timing, and positioning determine survival. New features expand verticality in levels, improved weapon customization, and dynamic environmental hazards, making each encounter feel cinematic and lethal. The storyline follows the Space Marine as they unravel a sinister conspiracy orchestrated by a Chaos warlord seeking to unleash a devastating plague across the sector. Along the way, players confront twisted cultists, corrupted machinery, demonic entities, and rival factions, while uncovering the tragic history of the Hive world and the sacrifices of its inhabitants. Lore is delivered through mission briefings, in-world logs, visual storytelling, and voiceovers from fellow Marines, emphasizing the oppressive atmosphere, unyielding duty, and moral ambiguity of the Imperium. By merging adrenaline-pumping combat with a dark, immersive narrative, Warhammer 40,000, Boltgun 2 delivers a visceral, story-rich experience where players feel the weight of war, the horror of chaos, and the glory of the Emperor's might. WWE 2K26 delivers a more refined and immersive wrestling experience by tightly blending improved in-ring gameplay with expanded story-driven modes that capture the drama and spectacle of sports entertainment. Gameplay feels more realistic and responsive, featuring smoother animations, enhanced hit detection, smarter AI, and more fluid transitions between strikes, grapples, counters, and high-impact finishers. The stamina and damage systems are deeper, making match pacing and strategy more important, while presentation upgrades, crowd reactions, commentary, camera work, and lighting make every match feel closer to live WWE broadcasts. Match types are expanded and refined, with greater freedom in backstage brawls, extreme rules, tag team coordination, and signature moments that evolve naturally based on player choices. The storyline experience in WWE 2K26 is more cinematic and player-driven, especially through its My Rise mode, where players create a custom superstar and rise through the ranks of WWE. The narrative adapts to decisions made both inside and outside the ring, affecting rivalries, alliances, championships, and long-term career paths. Storylines explore the politics of the locker room, personal ambition, betrayal, and the pressure of staying at the top in WWE, while branching paths and multiple endings encourage replayability. Additional modes like Universe Mode further enhance storytelling by allowing players to craft their own ongoing WWE narratives. By combining polished gameplay mechanics with deeper, more reactive storytelling, WWE 2K26 aims to deliver the most authentic, dramatic, and player-controlled WWE experience yet. Atomic Heart 2 is the officially announced sequel to the cult sci-fi shooter Atomic Heart, blending first-person action, RPG progression, and dystopian storytelling into a larger, more ambitious experience. Set in a retro-futuristic alternate history, the game expands the world of the original to a global scale filled with bizarre new locations, robotic enemies, mutant threats, and mysterious technologies. Gameplay combines enhanced combat systems, where you can wield both ranged firearms and melee weapons while using powerful glove abilities and skill upgrades, with deeper role-playing mechanics, weapon customization, and greater player freedom to approach encounters creatively. These changes aim to make combat more dynamic and the world feel more alive than in the first game. The storyline picks up after the events of the original Atomic Heart, with society teetering on the brink of collapse as advanced robotics and artificial intelligence spiral out of control. Players will confront new threats, explore diverse geopolitical regions, and uncover morally complex themes related to humanity, technology, and power in a world reshaped by its own inventions. Beloved characters from the first game are expected to return, joined by new faces who help reveal deeper mysteries in this dystopian universe. Release date: Atomic Heart 2 is targeted for a 2026 release on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC, though a specific day and month have not yet been announced. Fable is a rich, open-world action RPG that blends whimsical fantasy storytelling with deep player-driven gameplay, offering a world where every choice shapes the hero and the land itself. Players step into the shoes of a young protagonist whose journey evolves from humble beginnings to legendary status, navigating the magical kingdom of Albion, filled with forests, villages, castles, and dark dungeons. Gameplay combines real-time combat, spellcasting, melee weapons, and stealth, alongside life simulation mechanics such as building relationships, managing wealth, and customizing appearance. Every action, helping villagers, committing crimes, or completing quests, affects the hero's morality, reputation, and even the physical transformation of the character, making choices feel impactful and personal. The storyline follows the hero's rise amidst political intrigue, ancient prophecies, and emerging threats that endanger Albion. Players uncover secrets of lost civilizations, confront powerful villains, and encounter allies and rivals whose fates are intertwined with their own. Humor, moral ambiguity, and rich character interactions give the narrative depth, while side quests, exploration, and dynamic events expand the story organically. By combining immersive combat, branching choices, and a living, reactive world, Fable delivers a unique fantasy adventure where the hero's decisions shape not only their destiny, but the very fate of the kingdom itself. Fatal Frame 2: Crimson Butterfly Remake reimagines one of the most terrifying survival horror games ever made by blending classic psychological horror with modern gameplay refinements and atmospheric storytelling. Players follow twin sisters Mio and Mayu Amakura, who wander into the abandoned Minakami village, a place cursed by a failed ritual meant to appease vengeful spirits. As they search for a way out, Mio uncovers the village's tragic history, ritual sacrifices, broken traditions, and restless ghosts, while Mayu grows increasingly drawn to the supernatural force haunting the village. The story is deeply emotional and symbolic, focusing on themes of guilt, dependence, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond between siblings, all revealed through haunting cutscenes, ghost encounters, documents, and environmental clues. Gameplay centers around the iconic camera obscura, the only weapon capable of damaging and sealing ghosts by photographing them at the right moment. The remake enhances this core mechanic with improved controls, modern visuals, refined combat timing, and more immersive sound design, making every encounter tense and intimate. Exploration is slow and deliberate, encouraging players to investigate abandoned houses, shrines, forests, and hidden paths while managing limited resources and confronting increasingly aggressive spirits. Ghost behavior is more dynamic, puzzles are more naturally integrated into the environment, and lighting and shadow effects heighten fear without relying on constant action. By mixing enhanced gameplay systems with its tragic, folklore-rich narrative, Fatal Frame II, Crimson Butterfly Remake delivers a deeply unsettling horror experience that honors the original while making it more immersive and terrifying for a new generation.